All right, welcome to Adobe Photoshop. So today I'm going to show you two really cool ways to add a copyright to an image inside of Adobe Photoshop. So if you've ever used Adobe Lightroom, you will know that it's really easy to do this. They have it built into the export, but it's much more difficult to do it inside of Photoshop. So today I'm going to show you actually two really easy ways to do this. First method is going to be to turn this into a brush, which sounds odd and illogical, but it works really well. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, I want everything to be black, meaning I don't want the red, I don't want the gray, I want it to all be black. So to do that, it's super easy. I want to go up here into my layers palette and click on that layer, all right? Make sure it's selected. And then I'm going to hold either the command on a Mac or the control on a PC and left click. And what that does is just select everything in your layer. And then you're going to go up to Edit, Fill with the color black, hit OK, boom, you're done. Then we're going to go Layer, Flatten Image, and make it a completely black and white image. The way a brush preset works is anything that's black is going to be the brush, and anything that's white, it's not going to use. So we go up to Edit, Define Brush Preset. I would give it a name that's logical and hit OK. I'm not going to because I've already done this and I've had one for years. So I'm going to hit Cancel. And if I go down to my brush, you'll see this is my brush logo right here. And if I come in here, it's already selected. Now my foreground color is white, so let's flip that. But if I come in here and I click, boom, just like that, it's my logo. If I want to make it smaller, I make it smaller, click, boom, just like that. It's going. Now I moved that a little bit when I did it, so let's click it and make it softer. So that's how you create a brush. The cool thing about the brush is you could do any color you wanted. So if I wanted red, I could simply make a red one and boom, just like that, we've got a red logo. So let's go on over to this image. We've got our logo. I'm going to hit D to give the default colors, X to make it white. I'm going to make this bigger so we can see it. And I'm going to lower my opacity so it's not quite as bright. I can come over here and click, boom, just like that. We've added our logo. Now, you could do this on its own separate layer to have more control, meaning you come over here to the plus, click a new blank layer, do the same thing, click on there. And now if I want to lower the opacity to blend that in, I could simply do that. Just like that, looks a whole lot better. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of this layer. That's version number 1 by using a brush. So let's go back to this logo and go back in time to right there. And what we want is the black on a transparent background. Let me get rid of my logo so you can see. So we're going to save this at the 900 pixels. So the next step here is to save this out. I'm going to make this 900 pixels. That's going to be fine for me. So I'm going to hit Command-Shift-S. We're going to save this out. And it's my logo. And I'm going to add 900p PNG. I'm going to save this to my pictures folder. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. This has to be a PNG file because you want that translucent background. I'll hit Save. Okay. And we're good to go. So now let's go back over to the rows. And what we need to do is first of all, make sure this is size. So this is 1500 pixels, which is good. That's the size of image we want. The next step is to come up here to your actions. This is button actions. So if we click on the hamburger menu and remove it, it will allow us now to create an action. So what we're going to do is hit new action. And we're going to give that action a name. And I will call this watermark test. And I'm just putting test in there because in this case, I don't want to use it because I already have one. This is a good thing to add a function key for. So I'm going to hit F5 and we'll do Shift Command. That's fine. And hit record. All right. Now, everything that we do from now on, the system is going to record down here into this action. The first thing that we want to do is create a new layer. Now, we have the ability to create a new layer here. When you're doing an action, it helps to do it this way. So we're going to go Layer, New, Layer. We're going to call this Watermark. If I can spell it right. And I can't spell it right. All right, so we got Watermark. We'll hit OK, so we now got that blank layer. The blank layer, and I'm going to close the actions, is going to make it easy for us to change it after we do the action. And in some cases, you might need to invert it or do something like that. That's an easy way to turn a black watermark white or whatever you want. So the next step here is we need to place the watermark in this location. And this is an important step. Once you save that file, save it to a location where you're not going to move it, because the action will not be able to find it if you move it to a new location. We're going to go to File and Place Embedded, not linked, Place Embedded. And then we're going to locate that file, which is in Pictures right there, 900 pixel PNG, hit Place, and boom, just like that, our watermark is now in our image. This is the tricky part. You're going to hold the Shift key and click on the background. You need to have both of your layers selected. That's the only way you can do this next move part. So we're going to click on the Move tool, which is V up here. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to say, hey, move this all the way to the right. And you can see it's way over here. It's dark, but don't worry about that. And then move it to the bottom because I'm going to place it in this location. If I want it in another location, you just click the corresponding alignment tool. Well, the problem is it's like jammed way over here. So the next step that I'm going to take is I'm going to remove the background. I'm just going to click on this layer and I'm going to move it. So I've got the Move tool over here and just this layer selected because I don't want it jammed in the right-hand corner. And I'm just going to nudge it using the arrow key. So I'm going to go up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And you could do 20, whatever you want. Doesn't make a difference. So that's going to move that to that location. So now we have our watermark on our image, which is exactly what we wanted, right? So then we can either lower the opacity if that's something that we like to do. So I'll just lower it a little bit because I usually will lower the opacity. And then I'm going to stop that action. So we'll go back into the actions and I'll go here. And I want to put stop recording. And boom, our action is done. So let's go ahead and test it first to see if it works. So we'll remove this. And then we'll go up into our actions. We'll go to the button mode so it makes it easy for everybody to see. So once we're in button mode, we're simply going to find that action, which is right here. I can click that and boom, just like that, it added that watermark to this image. Now, this is black and it's hard to see. So what happens in this case, I can just click on this top layer, hit Command I to invert it, and now it's white. I can lower that even more if I want to blend it in. And just like that, we created an action to add a logo inside of Adobe Photoshop. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, you can always leave those below. And don't forget to subscribe.